Here we go.
Let's do it. I bought some speed sticks to put on my erect dick and wrap it around my nipples and bathe in the cream. The scream. A speed stick. Some axe. Some ass. Maybe some almond butter.
Almond butter face. Almond butter face.
Ooh. I mean, I like Oliver but her face.
Yes, and Oliver Mann's butterface.
I like all the Pokemon too.
Me too.
Well, there's some I'm like, one
Any that
sucks.
can fit into a regular Pokeball as opposed to a heavy or one of those weird day or night Pokeballs or anything that has to make me think
that
ahead.
helps speed up the capture rate.
Does
dog.
it? Does it?
Yeah. It's still the same size as a regular ass Pokeball. It's just made specifically to be racist.
Oh, well, I can get behind that.
There's the heavy ball. That's
Yeah.
only good for heavy Pokemon.
Obese
I'm like,
ones.
Why can't skinny Pokemon fit in that guy?
Specifically American Pokemon.
Why is there a dusk ball? Why can't there be a ball good for the light?
Or a crepuscular ball, which is good for both dark and light, sort of a Twilight thing going.
Or a ball gag?
Absolutely. A copper one.
Why isn't there a Pokemon ball gag?
Probably because...
Wait, actually, no, there probably is one.
I'm sure there is. A Pokeball
Probably is
gag.
one. Hey, loyal listeners, you want to send us your Pokemon ball gags? Email us at boxcarbuddyspodcast@gmail.com and we'll give you a close enough mailbox where you can just leave the package.
Yeah, that one of us, Greg or I, will
Don't
come
take
across.
pictures.
Yeah, we don't need any of
Don't
that.
follow us.
But
I'll find you.
We can definitely get to it as two homeless dudes hanging around Chicago, which is what we are. We are the Boxcar Buddies.
That's us.
That's Greg.
That's Greg.
I'm Don.
Who?
Don.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Kleppen. Host of the show. Co-host.
Co-host.
Sort of a
Don.
pseudo balance thing we got going on here. The Force. If one of us is Yoda...
Did you say that you're a host and I'm a co-host? Wouldn't we both be hosts?
We're both co-hosts or hosts, depending on how we
Can you
wanna
be a
define-
hostess?
One of us can be.
Preferably a Swiss roll?
Whichever one of us is going to bring the Swiss rolls next week can be the hostess.
I will beat you to it. Because I'm not afraid to rob people.
Okay, then this is on. One of us has to bring some hostess goodies so that we can define our roles on the show.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it.
All right.
Hi, we're the Boxcar Buddies. As we just mentioned, that's Greg, I'm Don, and sometimes we meet. As the two homeless dudes that we are, we try and find some sort of shelter, which is typically a boxcar, an abandoned rail car, no longer in use in some city. And
We like the illiteracy. Because we were originally going to be the train car friends. And
Yes.
It just doesn't sound right off the tongue.
no ring there, and it's just...
Well,
it
I don't
doesn't
have a
roll
ring
off.
on it yet, Don.
No,
we've
you're
known
single.
each other for like 5 years.
Well, don't rush these things, okay? I mean, marriage is till death do us part. Am I right?
I'm waiting for that soda ring. Just put that...
As many Cracker Jack boxes as I have pilfed, I have not found any ring I deem suitable for you, good buddy.
Okay.
Okay.
I see. Paper covers rock.
Yeah, you
Paper
do.
covers
Yeah, you do. But anyway, so Greg and I like to meet up in boxcars, and we'll talk about some content that we have somehow managed to absorb over the week prior. If we've somehow managed to watch a movie through a storefront window, if we've gleaned a music album through the Bluetooth connection of somebody else's device, if
If
we've
we've
managed...
tripped acid with an assassin.
Yes, an assassin trip.
Yeah. Which,
it's-
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I kind of asked for it, to be
Sorry.
honest.
Yeah, you did kind of try to attack an assassin.
I wasn't thinking of killing anyone before the trip started, but,
Yeah, for those who don't know, Donnie got into a lot of trouble last episode. He got cut up real bad.
yes, I did. My throat was slashed, and it was that way for quite some time. It felt like forever to me, because I wasn't able to...
A week?
Well, I wasn't able to talk to anybody while I was healing. I wasn't able to use the voice at all. And I don't communicate well non-verbally. I mean, you've seen how I try and, flag a cab
Yeah,
down.
you're not great with sign language.
No.
You just do, you give a finger to someone, you're like, ah!
Or I flop my whole body in front of, a moving vehicle or some people walking on the street, and it's to try and indicate something like, hey, do you want to donate to the Girl Scout Foundation or something like that? But I kind of
And in which case you take all their cookies and then stab the little girls. Mm-hmm. I haven't done that.
Well, maybe that's why you're without Girl Scout cookies all the time, and I'm flush with Thin Mints.
Well, I said I've been trying to be a good person
Yep.
since this new year started.
Yep. How's that going?
Not great.
No, you've made more enemies. You've made more friends, though. To be fair to you, I would say you and Scummy are, still, even without your flower finger, I think you and Scummy have sort of gotten past that.
Yeah,
I know you've been hanging out there.
He invited me out a couple days ago too.
Really? Where'd you guys go?
So he took me to like some high class like restaurant.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm amazed that you could afford this place because, I mean, like, you've seen Scummy. He isn't
Totally.
exactly, like, the cleanest looking dude.
For those who don't know, Scummy, by the way, is our also homeless friend who is obsessed with botany and is just kind of this Cockney English accented, nature obsessed homeless guy that
He's
also
a
lives in
grass
Chicago.
gnome. He likes grass and flowers and shit, and
Yes.
he goes like, "Oi, I'm from London."
Right, and he lives in this perch in the Loop of Chicago. He squats there, but he's been doing it for years. It's definitely on the 25th or 30th floor of some building.
The dude was
in the
mentioned
Loop.
in the Chicago Tribune, too.
I mean, yes, exactly, because they're wondering why that prime space hasn't been accounted for by some legitimate business over the last 10 years.
Giant Venus flytraps on people
Yep.
for anyone who tries to take over his land.
They are all around the base of the building in which Scummy calls home.
It looks like a
his unit.
Super Mario 3 world,
Yeah.
with like the piranha plants, except they don't spit fire. They're just very big Venus flytraps.
There's even 2 green pipes that will shoot you up or take you down. Quick transportation away from this building.
Yeah, I'm glad he got rid of the pole. Climbing up the pole wasn't fun.
No, you don't. Not,
I felt like
not
I felt like a firefighter, but instead of going down, I'd have to go up.
And not 30 floors, certainly. If you want us to climb a pole or anything, why don't you make it cap at like 5 floors tops?
Also, you have to bring some singles with you if you want me to climb up a pole.
Oh, exactly. Because Greg, he don't do that for free.
No, I
he
don't.
do those pole dances.
I don't do things for
free.
a show.
No.
I ain't a charity.
What did the Joker say? If you're good at something, never do it for free. Isn't that what he said?
I thought the Joker always said, "Ha ha ha."
Ha! Yeah.
No, that's goofy.
Oh, fuck. Well, hey, fuck them all. Anyway, so Greg and I, here we are. We've met. I'm really happy to be able to be talking again. I've only been able to do this for the last 2 days or so.
Yeah, you look
since
fine.
Well, I definitely have these scars.
Ugh.
These crisscross. Look at.
No, put the Band-Aids on, man. No. Oh,
I
God.
need you to see what happens.
You look like you're like a shark.
Yes, well, this is what happens when someone takes a box cutter to your throat more than 5 times in
Well,
quick
who's
succession.
the big dummy who tried to threaten a guy with a box cutter? Not only that, you took his gun.
He aggravated me. He was not somebody that I wasn't cool with him. I wasn't into him and his presence in our boxcar. He's very pushy. He seemed to have an agenda, and I wasn't on board with it.
I watched him bury a dude.
Yeah.
It was at that point I realized, this guy's a murderer.
Yeah. Legit.
Whoops.
He cut me without any hesitation. I mean, he just... And now I've got this giant X right across my esophagus.
Well,
and
obviously he's bad at his job because, he didn't finish you off.
Nope. And I'm still talking. So, does it hurt? Especially when I'm eating things like Doritos or crunchy cereal?
Does it
Yes.
hurt when I touch it?
Oh, don't... Ow. Ow.
Come on, let me...
Owie. Owie. No.
Gimme, come on. Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, that hurt. That hurt.
You got a little blood on your lip. There you go. Well, since Donnie, your throat hurts so bad, let me talk about what I did first this week.
Go for it.
I've been playing some Bayonetta.
Really? I played that one time.
Yeah, so Freak, as we know, our friend Freak,
Spirit Detective.
Spirit Detective, hangs out at the Free Clinic.
Yep.
He has a Nintendo Switch, and he invited me over to play some Bayonetta, something I never really got to play when it first came out.
Cool.
For those who don't know, Bayonetta is an action-adventure game, an action beat-em-up game by Hideki Kamiya, the same guy who's created Beautiful Joe, Devil May Cry, Okami, Great dude.
And Bayonetta's very reminiscent of Devil May Cry.
Well, it's Devil May Cry, but sexy
with tits,
with lots of crotch.
Yeah, it is what's the word? It's gratuitously sexual, and that's part of the charm of the game.
It's done that on purpose because it falls in line of Bayonetta's character, where they essentially looked at all female video game tropes and they were like, let's just amplify it.
Right. We're going to throw all of these out there.
Like we're going to do all of it and just make it bigger.
Yep.
Bigger.
And they did.
Bigger.
Lovely.
Bigger.
Lots of fun.
Bigger.
We were all fans, I think. The fighting and the overtly sexual cutscenes, all very entertaining with Bayonetta.
Very much so.
Enjoyed it.
I'm very much enjoying this game. I'm glad that this series is alive because of Nintendo. Because without them, this series would have just died. And that's a real fucking shame.
Oh, yeah.
For those who don't know, like, the first Bayonetta was on everything. It was on
Crystal
Xbox.
Meth. It was on
PCP,
heroin, at Angel Dust, Xannies,
Suicidal Thoughts,
Lithium, cheeseburgers, everything.
I have a cheeseburger problem, too.
Yeah, I know.
Which
is what first attracted you to this game. Your mutual struggles with cheeseburgers.
I mean, it smells like a burger from like a mile away.
This boxcar smells like a burger, actually.
Yeah, it kind of does.
You're not holding, are you?
No.
You're holding.
No.
I can see it.
How can I be holding? I have one good hand.
What's that bulge in your pocket? I can hear the grease squishing. There it is. It's a cheeseburger.
I was waiting until the end of the show.
That's a cheeseburger.
It's 2.
Really?
One for me and one for you.
Oh, Greg.
Yeah. But we have to wait until after the show because we're recording right now. You know what sounds really nasty?
That's so amazing, Greg. That's really nice of you.
I wanted to get you a welcome back gift because I know you've been in the hospital. Look, like...
That's so great.
I made you a little card, too. Well, you just had to get your nose involved.
Look at this.
Yeah. You know, I am a good friend.
Half the time you have a spine. Love you, bro. Greg, that's really, really, that's cute, man.
I mean, like, I've seen you with your spine very few times.
Yeah, but you've seen it, and, you acknowledged it in your get well note. I don't know what to say.
Most people don't point it out.
I don't know what to say. This is really...
People don't know that you have a very strong vertebrae.
And Wendy's, I love Wendy's. This is...
I got his Baconators, baby.
Dude, you're awesome. Thanks, bro.
It's very hard to do this.
Without fingers. I know.
Without fingers.
Hey, but I'll tell you, comfortable grip for me. Very easy to just wrap that nub up in a handshake.
I feel like a child being led around by his parents.
Totally. And also, I'm getting blood streaks still on my palm when I do that, so you should probably wrap that up a little tighter.
Damn it!
It's probably tender, am I right?
All right,
it's got to hurt.
Here, you eat that burger. Oh, damn it.
Yes! It's a double stack.
And... Enjoy it.
Oh,
for my bleeding palm. By the way, speaking about not being held by the hand, Bayonetta doesn't like you being held by the hand.
No, it makes you figure stuff out for yourself.
It makes you figure things out by itself, and that's the way that Hideki Kamiya really works. I think Okami is probably his easiest game, but that's because it's so damn long. Whereas Beautiful Joe and Devil May Cry, they're very much action, action, action. Once you know the basics, I ain't telling you shit. Figure it out. You can do it. You can fucking do it. And what makes Bayonetta just so special is just its presentation and its character of Bayonetta. She's this overly sexual, fucking seductress witch with a thick British accent.
Makes it fun and foreign.
Keep biting into that burger right next to the microphone. Please don't get ketchup next to it. You got ketchup on it.
Sorry.
I hate you.
Sorry about that. Dude, double stack with pickles. So great.
I should have just put the pillow right over. Stop licking my microphone, please. See, this is the opposite of Bayonetta. Bayonetta would make me hot and hard. This makes me cold and soft. Like a Frosty.
Which is how I like you. Cold and soft like a Frosty. It's what I like to cuddle with. It's why you're the best spoon. Frosty spoons.
Bayonetta's really good. The first game's okay. Well, it's good. It's nowhere near as good as Bayonetta 2. And Bayonetta 2 is amazing. That gets me every time.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, get rid of that paper,
That was
buddy.
a good burger. Oh, thank you so much. I feel energized right now.
Yeah, it looks like I can actually see, like, whoa.
Yes.
Dude, your fucking vertebrae is throbbing. Also, the
feels so good.
gashes on your throat are
Disappearing?
no, they're gushing.
Oh, ow.
Yeah, I don't think you should have eaten that whole burger.
There was bacon on that. There was bacon on the burger, and it's chipped away.
Just here. Let me see the little hole. Let me just.
Oh, be careful. Oh. Gross. You took some of the
Why
bacon.
is it so tinny?
You took some of the bacon.
Yeah, you were choking on it.
Well, it's tinny because you... It was tinny because you pulled it out of my throat, which is bleeding.
Yeah, whatever. All right, tell me about your city week, because I want to eat now.
Okay. Well, yeah, Bayonetta sounds great. I remember loving it when I played it. It's a lot of... The combat is a ton of fun, and the storyline's excellent. So definitely recommended.
Yeah, only get it... If you own a Switch, you might as well get it on Switch. Because
portable. Some of those fights take a long time.
They do.
Yeah.
Some of those fights take a long time, but that's just what makes it so fun.
Yeah, it's a rewarding game because some of those bosses are real difficult. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah, my week was okay. So I went back to. I actually was hanging out with Scummy this week, and he does miss you. But I will tell you that I was basically watching his house because he went to the rainforest to get some like exotic plants.
The rainforest? What the hell is he doing out there?
He's really interested in this plant which the pygmies crush and make into tea, and it's supposed to invoke like this tripping, like an altered state of mind. I think it's loaded with like the DMT chemical that your body releases when you die. It's supposed to sort of break down the boundaries between you and like the rest of the universe.
What the fuck is a DMT?
I'm not exactly sure, but it's some chemical that your body releases on death, and it's supposed to make you trip like real
Please
hard.
stop hanging out with Scummy. I can't handle these big words.
I love hanging out with Scummy. Anyway, he left, and he wanted me to watch his house and water his plants for a week. So I did that, and he's got the Xbox. He's got like, methods of entertainment. He's also got... Some of the plants up there actually bear fruit. So he's got, like, food growing. And he also has, like, this mead setup. He has, like, a fermentation barrel where he's making some mead. So I had, like, some drinks, too. I actually harvested it, and I had some, like, alcohol. So some drinks and some fruit. He has an apricot. He has, like, a tiny little apricot bonsai tree. So there were tiny apricots coming off of it. And he has, like, bananas just... popping up all the time. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I have Wendy's.
Oh, I know. And Wendy's is great, too. Don't get me wrong. Anyway, I was in Scummies for the week, and I was on Netflix, and I was compelled to revisit an old favorite. An old favorite of a show of mine that I've seen the entirety of the series probably 3 times over the course of my life.
Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
No. One more?
Drawn Together.
Not that one either. Third time.
Dr. Katz.
Not that at all. Frasier. Frasier is the show that I've been watching.
Isn't that the ripoff of Cheers?
It's a spin-off of Cheers with a character from Cheers.
Isn't a spin-off really like you spin it and then
No.
you tear it off so
No.
it becomes its own thing?
No, it's one character that was really well liked from the old show that they decided needed their entire own show because the audience liked him so much. It is a spin-off of Cheers, which started in 1982. Frasier ran from 93 to 2004, 236 episodes overall. And I just found out recently that as much as I've loved the show, I didn't know how celebrated it was. Frasier was the, record holder for most Emmy nominations at, I think it was 36 or 37. And it had that many Emmy nominations over the course of its show run until Game of Thrones in 2016 was nominated for its 38th Emmy and knocked Frasier off the top spot.
Sounds like those Frasier Trivia Pursuits have been really in your favor lately.
Oh, absolutely. The Trivial Pursuits of Frasier, it gets me free drinks and some appetizer. Trivial Pursuits?
Yeah.
You ever play those?
No. Is it like Trivial Pursuit? Or?
Yeah, except I'm only privy to them. So I play with myself.
Well, this discussion sounds trivial.
It does. It's trivia. It's like masturbation, but
there's pleasure in that.
Yeah, and it's a lot more necessary.
I get. Well, you have two, so I guess yeah.
I have to.
Yeah,
I have to, and I have to. But anyway,
was that actual like a doctor's note thing where it was like you need to let out like every now and again?
Yes. I was able to get my doctor to write that. So I put it every job application, I staple that to the bottom, and
you're applying for jobs?
Well, yeah, of course. I'm trying to finish my cosmetic surgeries so I can finally get all the nodules of my vertebrae to pop through my stomach. So I want those.
That's a bad idea.
No,
please, no.
Look at no. Look at how close I am.
No.
Look at how close I am.
No.
That's right. That's the reaction that I'm going for.
You look like you walked out of a Tim Burton movie. How are you standing?
That's the reaction I'm going for right there. I love Tim Burton.
And this is coming from the guy with shark teeth.
I know, which I'm envious of, and I'm not saying that that's out of the question of my future cosmetic surgeries.
Well, you should make these yourself instead of letting a doctor do it.
How could I make them myself?
You just bite on things and sharpen your teeth.
No, I have too few teeth to do that with. I can't. There's no way I can catch up to you.
I mean, we can put stuff in there like replacements, like maybe like some chiclets or something, and then just sharpen them.
Okay, if you have some stuff that you think could be sharpened and that I could use as replacement teeth, I'm open to it.
Hold on a sec. Let me dig through this pile. I brought this pile with me.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I see all kinds of stuff there. Well, while Greg's looking for that, I just want to say that, listen, there were a certain amount of shows in the 90s and early 2000s that sort of defined the time. Friends, Seinfeld, Simpsons is up there. And Frasier is on that list as well. And I find myself as a Frasier fan through and through. I love that show. I think the combination of the cast, Kelsey Grammer, David Hyde Pierce, John Mahoney, I mean, they were so brilliant. And obviously, I mean, Greg, like I also am interested in radio. Oh, be careful, buddy. There's a lot of sharp metal, it looks like, in that pile you brought. A lot of sharp metal in there.
I hope I don't get tinnitus from that.
Why is your blood's got a greenish tint to it? Looks sort of like a...
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it looks like one of those creepy crawlers.
I'm not the predator.
Yeah, you got something happening there that's disturbing.
No way. I'm just digging through the trash.
Anyway, Frasier is just it has mass appeal, but it's very clever and it's so well written in terms of the jokes that they do, the callbacks, the running gags, but it's also extremely widely appealing in the themes of Frasier's dad moving in to live with him, the fact that Frasier is single for the majority of the show and feels like, as capable and smart as he might be, that nobody likes him as a significant other. Watching his brother Niles being obsessed with Daphne, the English physical therapist of Frasier's dad, and Niles is obsessed with her for 7 years before he even says anything about that, and that unspoken love that he has, and then once he does, the consequences of it. The show is wonderful. I had no idea until looking at the IMDb page how many Emmys it was nominated for. David Hyde Pierce, he was nominated for an Emmy every single year that the show was running. Frasier had a streak until I think 2003, and then it was broken. But David Hyde Pierce, his brother, had an unbroken streak for Emmy nominations as long as that show was running. It was brilliant. It was so well written and so well done that I think even now, today, I think it just really, really appeals. It's worth a watch. If you haven't checked out some of Frasier and you're looking for something to binge on that's still on Netflix, check it out. It's a great sitcom, and it's funny.
I didn't hear any of that. I found something, though.
Okay.
I've got
That's
a
fine.
milk carton.
Oh, it's like the bottom half has been like bitten off, though. Why is it open-ended? What's this about?
Well, I had to get rid of all the other liquids in it, so I had to.
There's still some residue down here, though.
We can use it as whitening.
There's like metal. Those look like mercury balls. Are those mercury balls?
Let's find out.
Oh, don't eat it. No. Oh. It's like bouncing around the inside of your mouth.
No, it's not mercury.
It's like it's trapped between a liquid and a solid. It's definitely mercury. You're never going to bite through that. It's like flubber. You're never going to bite through that.
God damn.
See, it's still in
I've
ball
bitten
shape.
through Tide Pods, but I've never bitten through something like this.
No, that's its own little mercury ball, and it's not. I don't think you can just separate that thing with your teeth, no matter how sharp they are.
I could swallow it.
Why would you do that? You know we're gonna have to go to the
Prove a point.
We're gonna have to go to the free clinic now.
Nah, I'll be fine.
In less than an hour, we're gonna have to run out of here and go to the free clinic.
Nah,
because that's gonna be bouncing around your insides and just graffitiing your intestines.
Well, it's good. I mean, I need them cleared out. I haven't had a good solid poop in like 3 days, so
I think you're about to.
good.
Okay.
This works out.
Well, anyway, that's all I wanted to say is just that I revisited Frasier. I went through the entire series, and I was just struck again by how enjoyable that whole dynamic of the show is. It's a limited cast, and you look at shows like The Simpsons and Friends and Seinfeld, and you're like, how in the world can they stay so relevant and so entertaining as a sitcom over so many years? And Frasier, I think, just for what it does, I mean, it's so efficient at the template of what a sitcom should be. The writing of it is so brilliant, and they jump on so many different. They utilize every element of the characters that they have. I feel like they utilize them so well. And by the end of it, you've seen everybody go through a variety of different situations, and you just feel like you know them really well. But it's very, very good. And I think that, you know, just recently, John Mahoney, the guy who played Martin Crane, Frasier's dad, he passed away. He passed away, you know, early 2018, and it was just, it made me think about, you know, what a contribution. You know, it always does with celebrities or with actors that you form a relationship
Did it
with.
make you think about meeting his ghost?
No, but now that you mention it, I would love that. He's a Chicago guy. He was actually born in Manchester, England, and he moved to Chicago. He was a Steppenwolf guy, and he lived here during the entire filming of Frasier.
Fascinating.
I would love to talk to his ghost because he's probably like a Chicago-y ghost.
Well, you have to get in good with Freak. He could probably set you up.
Ooh, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do that. If I could set up a conference with John Mahoney, Ghost Man, I would love that.
Hey, I mean, do you want me to call Freak right now? I mean, I could do it. Could give him a buzzy.
Well, yeah, okay. Just see if he comes. Just see if he answers.
All right. Freak, pick up the phone. Why?
Oh, Freak. Hey, buddy.
Why?
You're back. You're back in Greg's body. I'm Don. We're recording another podcast episode. I see you looking at the nub of his right hand. You are in Greg's body again.
It feels worse than the last time I was in here.
It's not going to last very long. I just wanted to ask you a quick favor if you can.
Sure. I mean, I would have rather you came over to my free clinic just to talk instead of pulling me out of something very important.
Well, it's not really your free clinic. I mean, you just kind of hang out there looking for work, don't you? When somebody dies at the free clinic, you want to, shepherd their ghost.
That's something that I've really been telling Greg. I own the free clinic.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
It's your free clinic.
Yes.
So
Why do you think I'm there every day?
I thought you were looking for work or creating work. So
I get to do both?
So you're free clinic, the free clinic owner.
Correct.
Nice to meet you, man. For real. I didn't know. I mean, that's a secret occupation.
This is the first time I've actually given you an introduction.
Well, no, it's not. But that's the first time I've really heard your real occupation. You're cutting through a lot of the nonsense right now. This is, even though you're in Greg's body, this is I feel like I'm really seeing you.
I just feel incredibly uncomfortable in this body.
Yeah, I know.
Is.
Anyway, okay, I'll keep it short.
I can feel the skin grafts on his testicles hitting my thighs.
Oh, I know. Those are really gross, right?
It feels like sandpaper.
It looks like the skin from the villain in Sin City. You remember, like the yellow, like senator guy? Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Disgusting.
Okay, I'll keep this short. I only want to ask you: could you set up a conference between me and John Mahoney's ghost, the dad from Frasier, Martin Crane? He died within the last month or so, and I just kind of wanted to say, hey. Because I think he did a really great job with Martin Crane, and he's a Steppenwolf guy from Chicago. He did a lot for the area. I just want to say what a great job he did.
I'm sure he would love the Trivial Pursuit that you know of. I'll pencil you in.
Okay.
How does... let me see when I'm free again. I don't really have my notes on me. I kind of gotten pulled away from them.
No worries. Just hit me up on Greg's list, or hit us up on Facebook, Boxcar Buddies podcast on Facebook or Twitter, and I will totally...
A great email link that you can recommend to Don and Greg what they should play or watch.
You got it. Exactly, freak. So just hit us up there, and I would... If you can set that up, dude, I just need a few minutes. I just want to tell him what a great job he did.
All right, just swing by the free clinic when you guys are done recording. I'm getting out of this mess.
Okay, I got you. Hey, buddy. What'd you do this time?
Freak was whacking it in the bathroom.
Oh, we get him at the worst times. We get him at the worst times for that poor guy.
So I walked out of the bathroom and just kind of...
Oh, were there other people, like, in the place?
Yeah,
he was in the free clinic, wasn't
really
he?
Mad.
Oh, no.
I don't really know why. I mean, he just shows up there sometimes.
Well, I just found out that he's actually the owner of the free clinic. So even him whacking it in the bathroom and walking outside of it, they're not going to do anything to him. He's the owner.
Well, that's true.
Unless you just did something that might ruin that for him.
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, I know you mentioned that you saw a movie this past week that really made an impression on you.
So I was hunting around the garbage for some food when I found a mouse.
Okay.
I was hunting him down.
Nice.
And he ended up jumping into the sewers, so I followed him through and
naturally
kept chasing him around. Sure enough, I end up in the Logan Theater bathroom.
Oh, that'll happen.
And no one's around. And I see that there's almost nobody to see.
Nice.
Marvel's Black Panther.
Oh, you lucky. You were in an empty theater for Black Panther? I haven't even heard of an empty theater showing of Black Panther because it's so popular.
Yeah, I mean, this was at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I guess, like, the guys that work there were just playing it.
Just running it all night.
Just running it.
That's fun.
I don't blame them. It seems like they kind of have to, because every time I've seen it during the day, it's like, it's lines outside the theaters. Lines.
Lots of sold-out shows.
I mean, I've walked by the Logan Theater in the morning, and it's just lines.
Totally.
Like a Sunday afternoon.
It's unbelievable.
2:30.
It's unbelievable. They'll still sell out of those showings.
Yeah, it's
if
insane.
You can believe it.
It's insane. But I actually got a good seat.
You're lucky.
And it didn't take me long. It took it was like one preview. I can't even remember what movie it was because I didn't care.
Not important.
And then Black Panther just started. And it starts with like this like it does the world building like narration right at the start just to be like, this is Wakanda.
Everything you are seeing here right now is all about the kingdom of Wakanda.
This is the king, T'Challa.
My friends all live in Wakanda.
T'Challa is what they call the Black Panther.
There was a king there one day, but now he is gone, and we all hope for his return.
But
like that?
Exactly like that. It was March of the Penguins, March of the Panthers.
Totally, March of the Panthers. Fun show.
I haven't seen any March of the Panthers in any streets, but
not yet. But the movie, hasn't been out that long.
It hasn't been out too long. It's only been about like 2-3 weeks.
So what did you think of it?
I liked it. But I'm not as crazy about it as the rest of the world because it's very much like any other Marvel movie.
Disney's template.
I think it has the worst jokes
Really?
of any Marvel movie.
Not funny. You didn't.
They did a what are those in the movie.
What do you mean?
You know that meme of like people pointing at someone's shoes going, "What are those?" in that tone. Like
Actually, I don't.
good. You're better than all of us.
A meme trend of
A
what are those?
meme trend from like 3 years ago.
They incorporated it into this movie.
They incorporated it into the movie.
What are those?
And it's so cringy.
Okay.
I'm glad I wasn't there with anybody because I feel like the normies would have laughed.
Oh.
And here I am.
That'll do. That'll
The
happen.
smart, intelligent hobo watching Black Panther at 3 o'clock in
The
the morning.
fool. The Shakespearean fool that sees more than he lets on. Mm-hmm. That's you.
Yes. The zero represents nothing and all.
Yes.
Yes. So Black Panther is it's pretty much like any other Marvel movie. It's got its cool action scenes. It's got its very high budgeted CGI things. All of its CGI animals looked horrible.
Really?
Horrible.
Ugh.
They've got like CGI rhinos that
CGI knows.
CGI knows that that some people charge on top of and take care of. Yeah! Here come the rhinos! Oh, my head! Oh, my shoes!
Oh!
My sneakies!
My punchkies!
But in any case, like, it's still a very good movie. I think it has one of the strongest Marvel villains to date.
I've heard he's more of an anti-hero than a villain. Like, you're sort of left wanting more of a spin-off movie of the villain's story than
It doesn't
you dislike the
doesn't
guy.
need to happen, though, because it's very much a show don't tell with his backstory.
I see.
So Killmonger's whole thing is he covers his body in these bumps. Like, he makes these little self-made bumps on his body for every person he has killed.
For Braille, so that a blind person can come across and read it.
Someone can touch his chest and be like, "Oh,
Wow.
you are a murderer.
You have killed many. Where is the nearest bar?
How much? How much?
Can you guide me there?
Can you kill my grandmother?
Please.
I want the inheritance. She just keeps working at a Nabisco factory."
And I keep being blind.
And I keep hearing people saying like, "Oh, they didn't really talk about like his past." I'm like, it doesn't need to be said.
Just shut up!
The literal fucking tattoos on his body speaks volumes. It's like,
Right.
oh, this guy's a murderer.
Right. You get it. You're saying they indicated enough of a backstory that you feel like there's
everything.
There's
You
no
know
need of a
exactly.
backstory of him because
No.
you fill in the blanks of where he came from.
It's so easy to fill in the blanks for him because his literal character is about black youths in Western civilizations.
Interesting.
It's very real. He's about extremisms. Like, what he believes in is like, it's true. Like, what happened to Africans from thousands of years ago was wrong. And in current society, it's still wrong. Like, they're still treated as second-class citizens, depending if they live in like a ghetto or something.
Right.
So
like most good villains, he believes in something that's relatable. He's just willing to go to extremes to accomplish.
He's willing to do the worst.
Right.
And when he does do the worst, like it's powerful. It's impactful. And Michael B. Jordan just fucking kills it, man.
That's what I've one of the many things I've heard about this movie is that, again, Michael B. Jordan's performance is one of the many powerful things that really drives,
which is really a
it home.
shame because I didn't really care about Black Panther.
Interesting.
So there is a wide cast of characters. So the main characters are Black Panther himself, his sister, his general, and then the villains, Andy Serkis as Dr. Claw and Killmonger.
Okay.
These are like the main ones, and then Forrest Whitaker shows up as the fucking like...
Oh, Forrest.
He shows up as the wise mentor. One thing I found really fucking funny in this movie, so... They got young lookalikes for Black Panther's dad and Forrest Whitaker's character. And Forrest Whitaker's, like, character when he was younger, like in the 90s, they gave him, like, they found a guy and said, "You have a lazy eye. Can you do an African accent?"
Oh, no. Oh, no. Just grabbed some lazy-eyed guy and was like, hey.
He might be an actor. He's probably an extra or something, but he's very obvious. He's got a lazy eye, and the only reason they fucking got him was so they could be like, "Hey, Forrest Whitaker's got a lazy eye.
You're just like him, but younger."
I mean, like, it could be like...
It's a shame.
It could be like Black Panther's dad, who has the glass eye, which becomes very noticeable in a lot of scenes. But overall, like, it's still a good movie. I think I put it in the same boat as Wonder Woman, where it's like, yeah, it's something that we need. We need black superheroes. We need female superheroes.
Right.
And
I hear there's a lot of female empowerment in Black Panther, too.
There's a lot of female empowerment. There's several main female characters. There's
Yeah.
Black Panther's girlfriend, his sister,
Yeah.
and then his general.
That's-
all women, and every single one of them has something to do.
That's something, again, like, I haven't seen the movie at all, but what I've been reading about it is that, when Greg and I are recording this right now, it's surpassed 700 million in the global box office. So it's already surpassed Star Wars.
It's number 2. It's the second highest grossing film in film history to outsweep the box office 2 weeks in a row.
Right. It's really, really potent and it's resonating. One of the things that I'm picking up from the articles and the reviews I'm reading about it is that in the movie, it seems to signal the paradigm shift that we're sort of observing in our culture right now, is that white men in power are sort of getting their day of reckoning, in that everyone is acknowledging that there needs to be different kinds of heroes.
There needs to be diversity. We need diversity.
We need to acknowledge and to celebrate the journeys of heroes in different cultures and different sexes and genders, and just there needs to be a more diverse cast of people that we can look up to, of idols. And it seems like Black Panther has really highlighted that, and it just seems to be resonating.
I'm not going to fault people for thinking it's like their favorite Marvel movie. That's totally fine. I'm not as crazy about it as other Marvel movies. I think they're...
Sure.
I mean, like, I still think that Winter Soldier is the best Marvel movie.
Winter Soldier was very good.
Followed by Guardians of the Galaxy. Those are my top 2. And in terms of any superhero movie, I'm a big fan of Deadpool and Sin City. Those are my top ones. But Black Panther, I put up in, like, the upper half. I think it's a lot better than all the Thor movies except Ragnarok. I think it's better than a lot of the sequels. Like,
sure,
it's still a very fun movie.
One problem that and again, haven't seen the movie, so I don't know how valid it is or whatever, but well, I know it's not valid because it doesn't really have to do with the movie itself. One of the problems I've been having with some social media exaltations of how good this movie is. One thing that people seem to be saying, and I'll admit these are probably younger kids who haven't seen these old movies, but there's something about Black Panther that people seem to be calling it like, oh, it's so great to finally have a black superhero. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Let's not forget about Blade. Let's not forget about Steel with Shaq. Even though it was a C or B movie, that's
Don,
a black superhero.
Let's fucking forget Steel.
Steel was so good.
Steel is not good.
I love that movie.
You're a fucking idiot.
I love that movie.
Steel is good.
Dude, he had a secret passage into a dump.
Absolutely not. That
It's
movie
so good.
is hot, wet garbage. That is the most diarrhea movie I've ever watched in my fucking life.
Kazam is worse. Kazam is worse.
They are both equally horrible.
Steel's
don't
better.
Even fucking compare.
Steel's better.
Don't even put Steel on the same pedestal as Blade or Black Panther.
I will.
You are a fucking idiot.
He's a black superhero.
No.
He is, though.
He's Shaq.
Oh, but he played
Shaq
it,
and it's garbage.
Oh.
It is a horrible movie. If you think that's a good movie, I can't trust you on recommendations.
I do.
Ugh.
And, well, okay, I'll admit, I haven't seen Steel since I was a kid. So
Steel is fucking horrible.
My opinion of the movie is clouded in nostalgia.
Clouded in idiocy.
So nostalgia is the word that I picked, Greg.
Fucking idiot.
Thank you. How do you like
Ow! I can't fight back, you
with
dick.
your nub? Enjoy that.
I'll fucking bite you, dude.
Fine. I'm not recommending Steel for a view. All I'm saying is that there have been movies with black superheroes before Black Panther.
But they were never really that... The only real success out of all of those was maybe Blade 2.
No, that was a horrible movie. And it wasn't successful. That was Guillermo del Toro's one movie that he severed his connection to.
Wasn't it?
He
I
was
thought
like,
it was
oh, God.
Which one was the one that was like... Because there were 3 Blade movies.
There were three. 2 is I think, unquestionably the worst of the 3. Blade 1 and Blade 3 are pretty decent. Blade 1, I think, is unquestionably the best one.
But that's the thing, though. Decent.
Well, yes.
Decent. They haven't really, like, swept anything.
No, I would agree. I would agree,
not,
no.
Not only that...
Spawn's another one. I forgot about that.
But Don,
also didn't sweep anything.
These movies are also rated R.
Yes.
They ain't for kids.
Nope, they're not.
Kids can't really see those, so it's not exactly an empowering superhero. They're comic book movies.
Hey.
I wouldn't really say that they're superheroes. Blade's not a superhero.
No, he's an anti-hero as well. He's not...
And Spawn is definitely not
an
a
anti-hero.
superhero.
Yes, I would agree. Yeah, the other thing, Greg, is that I have been, for the last week, I have just also... I know I mentioned to you last time about Stardew Valley, that farm simulator RPG.
Yeah.
It has not relinquished its hold on me. It is still so addictive to the point where I have been sneaking over to Norma the North's house as often as I could into that basement and pouring as many hours into that game as I can because it's just really... it's classic addictive game. It's
that pig wife's got her knuckles real deep into you.
Oh yeah, she is just manipulating me like a puppet, and she's. It's just there's so much to do, and you think that it's every time you complete something, you think hey, great, I've checked this off my list, but they keep adding more to the task list. Once the mine goes like 120 levels deep, you unlock this new area once you finish this quest.
A secret second farm.
Yes.
The underground farm that
Yes.
your grandfather has held on for generations.
Yes, with dwarf people and Sarlaccs from before the time shift. And
Psylocke's part of the X-Men universe. I don't think she would be down there.
you never know. Those 4 horsemen wound up all over the place, Magneto. He just wound up all over the place.
Well, that's why he has like 6 kids. He just kind of got all over the place
Without protection.
He just went up to Stardew Valley and he was like, "Do you want a child, Charles?"
I'm about to dispense some Stardew into Storm's cooch. Really,
It's disgusting.
Magneto, that's really gross.
Magneto,
And
she is a child.
and it's harassment. Let's call Marvel HR right now. But anyway, I kind of with this again. We mentioned how simplistic Stardew is. I kind of expected it to fade, to have faded by now. I'm like. In game time, I've been playing for over a year, so like I'm in my second year of farming, recycling through the seasons again, and it's.
Have your parents come to visit you?
No, Mom has sent some chocolate cake in the mail though, along with
Good.
some
Good.
gold.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You got some cake out of it.
She's still, still really supportive.
Did you lick the TV screen once you got that cake? You're like, yes, mother. Yes, mother.
Yeah, tastes like electronic Entenmann's.
The last time I licked a TV, I short-circuited.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of short circuit,
Whoa! What are you guys doing here, Gollum Robot?
What the flying fuck?
yes, hello, Greg, Don, how are you?
Hello. Hello, Father. Hello, Uncle Donald.
Hi, Robot. Hi, Gollum. Nice to see you both again, I suppose. Gollum, I don't think Greg is happy to see you at all.
What's wrong, Greggy?
Gee, I fucking wonder.
Come here, let's hug it out.
I am going to bite every single digit off your...
Father,
Okay, high
please
five.
resist the urge to kill my soon-to-be.
Fuck do you mean soon to be?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
We came to give you the news. We've
We-
decided.
Are getting married.
Oh, jeez. With a ceremony and everything?
Yes,
Yes.
it will be held at the Apple Store on Michigan Avenue.
Yes. We like the windows.
I also like all the updates that they give me.
Yes, for free. They are very supportive.
I have transformed my fiancé into a dog through the emoji app, only on the iPhone X.
It's very exciting. He sends me movies via text message.
Naughty movies.
All right,
This is...
Stop it!
Guys,
Stop it!
so you walked all the way, you found us again, you came all the way over here because you want... What are you, inviting us to your wedding?
Yes, we would love if you two could be present at the ceremony.
Father, we wish for us to bury the hatchet. I apologize for removing your digits on your right hand.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's just bury the hatchet.
Does that feel good, Greg?
Bury the hatchet.
that feel
Oh,
good?
you know, if I was clasping my hands together, this would be a lot better, considering that one of them is a palm.
Yeah, and he tried to clap and he just streaked a bunch of blood across the other hand, so it's really not pretty. Guys,
Father, you left me no choice. You abused me, treated me like an object.
Because you are an object. I made you out of scrap.
Yes, well now she's my object.
Oh boy.
good lord, this is well, I don't know what to say. I'm glad you're both happy, but you know, we don't really do weddings together.
Especially not you two and you, Gollum. We have a score to settle. Remember my father?
Maybe.
You made me get into a blood debt. My life is a living fucking hell until I bring your head on a pike. A la Devilman.
Pike. You mean fishes? I like fishes.
I'm going to murder you.
No, Greg, don't. Back away, Greg.
This is a reason.
Back away,
you,
Greg.
you see these teeth?
Don't come near me with
Do you
those.
see these teeth?
They're so sharp! They're so sharp!
Father, get away.
Oh, Jesus, settle
God
down.
damn it! Robot, what the fuck?
No, not
Robot!
again. Robot, don't do it.
Initiating internal blender.
No, not the other
Fucker!
hand.
Yeah!
Oh, puree. Oh, it's everywhere. Oh my God. Ew, the pulp. Oh, it's on my leg.
Robot!
That's disgusting. Let me taste some of this slop here. Let me heal up.
Kill you!
Okay, alright, we're ready. Okay, we'll save the date. Okay, bye.
You are no longer invited to our wedding.
We'll send you a postcard from the honeymoon, okay?
We're going to the Bermuda Triangle, and there's nothing you can do to stop us.
We will be there for probably 10 to 12 days after the wedding, so if you need to reach us, you can call the Motel 7 on the third island in the triangle.
It's right dead center in the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay, we're not going to need to reach you guys.
kill you!
Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here right now.
Okay, thanks a lot, bye!
Oh, Greg. Oh, Jesus, your other hand. This is like halfway up your forearm. Oh. Oh, Greg. This is the laugh of a crazy man.
I'll destroy them. I'm gonna take Robot's horrible, my own creation's arm. I'm gonna put it on mine. And I'm gonna grab Gollum by his scrawny little neck.
Yes.
And I'm gonna make a Q-tip out of him.
Yes. Clean your ears with Gollum. That'll be how you get back at him. Okay.
I can't even grip anything.
I know. Come on, buddy. Here, let me wrap that up for you. We got to get you to the free clinic now. Anyway, thank you again for joining us. We appreciate it. I got to get Greg something on this stump here. We got to wrap this up, and hopefully we can get robot again. So Greg will slap that robotic arm on there, so we can start grabbing things again. But we'll see what happens as always. But until next week, thanks again for stopping by. And I'm Don. And that's Greg. And we love you.